Robyn Feldberg, the Abundant Success Career Coach. I've been in the industry writing resumes for 17 years. I've got a degree in advertising and journalism. I'm a nationally certified resume writer, one of only 3 in the state of Texas, and I'm also a certified career management coach. And today I'm here to talk to you about what to do if you're one of the thousands of Americans who's been affected by a layoff recently. There are going to be 2 distinct areas that we're going to be discussing today. One will be the mechanics of what to do. The other will be the mindset that you need in order to successfully transition back to employment. So the first thing I want each one of you to do is have a great resume in place. What do I mean by a great resume? I mean a resume that really clearly articulates your brand and your unique value proposition. What do I mean by brand? A product is what you buy. A brand is why you buy it. I want your resume to communicate why people should buy you over the other people in the pile with you. Your resume is going to be submitted probably with 100 other people who have similar qualifications and similar experience and a similar educational level. Employers need to know why they should hire you over all of those other people. If not, they're not going to be impressed and they're not going to call you in for an interview. A really great resume also uses advertising principles to get the reader's attention, interest, build desire for you, and call them to action. The action being we want them running to the phone to call you for an interview. So that's the first part of the mechanics. The second thing is I want you to have a plan in place. Few things in life are more important than having a plan. He who fails to plan plans to fail. So I want you to have a plan for how you're going to go about your job search and how many contacts you're going to make a week, how many interviews you want to go on, who you're going to be speaking with. That's really going to be important. The third thing I want to talk to you about under mechanics is the network. You've probably heard this before. It's what you know is not nearly as important as who you know. You need to have a great network in place. Did you know that as many as 75 to 90% of jobs are never advertised? So how do you find out about these jobs? You find out about them by keeping up with people in your industry, in your field, and in your network. You do this by going to networking meetings, professional association meetings, calling old colleagues and employers and professors and friends and the neighbors and your children's friends, parents, your kids' soccer coaches and football coaches. You want as many people out there to know that you are looking for a job, and you want them to know what your value is so that they can tell you who you need to be speaking with. They won't necessarily be able to give you a job, but they can definitely give you advice, and I haven't met anybody who doesn't like to give other people advice. So the next thing is keep visible. It's really important that you remain visible in this job search. And I don't just mean by attending networking meetings, but also stay visible online. Make sure that you Google yourself. It's called narcissist surfing. Just put your name into quotes and see where you come up. LinkedIn is a great place for remaining visible. A lot of times now employers are actually finding their employees by going online and doing extensive searches. So this is a great thing for you to do. The last thing under mechanics that we're going to be talking about is to establish an accountability structure. I don't know about you, but I know for myself that there have been times in my life where I've said, I'm going to wake up in the morning and I'm going to exercise for 30 minutes. And then when the alarm goes off, what do? I hit snooze and roll over and say forget about it. It's really important that you have an accountability structure in place. So tell somebody else what your plans are. Partner up with somebody else who's maybe in your same situation, in the same boat, and you communicate to this person what you're going to do, write it down, and then check in with them the next week to see if you actually followed up and did what you said you were going to do. And if you didn't, find out why. What's going on there? Are you scared? It could be that you're scared. We're going to be talking about the mindset here in a moment. But it's really important to have some accountability in place. And also figure out what motivates you as well. Are you the kind of person who does better meeting your goals if you have the promise of a reward waiting for you? Or are you the kind of person who does better meeting your goals when you know that there's some sort of consequence in place if you don't meet your goals? So you can use that to your advantage also. The next part of this topic that we're discussing today in surviving a layoff is the mindset. And boy, this one is a killer, because if you don't have the right mindset, you will not get anywhere, and you certainly won't get anywhere fast. And the mindset is just as important as the mechanics when it comes to surviving a layoff. So I want you to really pay attention to the thoughts that are going through your mind. Listen for what in coaching we call is the voice of the gremlin. It's the thoughts that, sound something like, oh, you're not good enough, who do you think you are, they're not going to hire you, you're too old, you're too young, you don't have the right education. And you need to stop listening to those thoughts. Just, flip them in your mind and start tapping into the thoughts that are as true or more true. Our mind likes proof, so you might even want to actually corroborate the more positive thoughts with some reasons why that thought is more true than the original thought. That will really go a long way in helping you have the mindset that's going to support you in this career transition period. So that was our second thing. Tap into positive thinking was the first, and then flip negative thoughts was the second. And then I also want you to hang out with people who are going to support you. We all have people that we've been around, that we've known, who've dragged us down, negative people. You really need to be around people who are going to be supportive and lift you up during this difficult time and tell you that you're going to get through this, because I'm telling you, there's nothing in life that you can't get through. If you have the right attitude and you put a plan into place and you work your plan, and you need to be around people who are going to remind you that this too shall pass, because I promise you it will. Then the last thing I want to talk to you about is think outside the box. The truth is, what you were doing isn't necessarily, what you want to do anymore, and it doesn't necessarily define what you should do tomorrow. So carefully think about what you liked at your last job and what you didn't like so much, because there's nothing that says that your next move can't be a positive one if you decide that it's going to be. So I want you to really think about all of the transferable skills, all of the related industries. I want you to think about how you could leverage the experience from your last job to put into play in a new position and use that to your advantage. And then you can work those things into your resume too. And I'm going to do another video today about how to have a great resume that will help you as well in your job search. So this has been how to survive a layoff, and I hope I've given you some really helpful information to get through this difficult period in your life. I'm always here to help. My website is www.abundancesuccesscoach.com. Again, my name is Robyn Feldberg, and I'm wishing all of you out there that you will be led to a place of greater prosperity and greater abundance in support of your abundant success. Have a great day.